welcome to Cubs Hockey on Cable 12. I'm Jack Warren with Jim Moore, Andrew Egger, Denise Craper. The Cubs right off the draw on the attack. This big matchup, the battle for first place. Just a 1-point difference, Jim, with the Cubs ahead by a point. And I think everybody's been looking forward to this for about 3 weeks now. What do you think?
Well, they sure have, and we've been looking forward to it. And a fast start to this game tonight. Both clubs look really good in the warm-up. Looking for a great game.
Sean Innes scores! Holy macaroni, how did that go in?
And there it is, a good shot from the blue line, and it looked like Sean Innes scored the goal for North Bay. Lots of room left there by the Cub goaltender, Jason Willard, and North Bay scores early. And Jack, that's going to make a little bit of a different game here tonight.
Jason Willard just seemed to misplay that. He came out on the wrong angle, and bang, it was in.
Yeah, actually, Jason was looked like he wasn't very far out from the net, and he left a lot of angle there. Hopefully, that isn't a sign of what we're going to look for tonight.
Yeah. So Sean Innes gets the goal. 25 seconds into this hockey game. Cubs will try and catch their breath and regroup here. They started off quickly getting it into the North Bay zone, but that one shot goes in, and see how it affects the club. Chopped into the Cub zone by Graham Schuler. Alex Bain gets it up to Alexander. Back into the Cub zone it goes. Luke Joyelle. Anello and Hodge get the assists on that goal.
Well, I'll tell you, Jack, I made a few notes before tonight's game, and my opinion on the Cubs to win, they have to play disciplined hockey. They have to control the play, and I thought they had to maintain that scoring and playmaking ability that they've shown us all year. On top of that, they have to get good goaltending. And for the Trappers to win, the first item I had, they must pressure their Cubs defense early. They're doing that, finish their checks, and they need excellent goaltending as well.
And speaking of the goaltenders, Luke Lamont gets a start here tonight. That's the first time that we've seen him play in this building against the Cubs. Jason Restoll, I think, has started every game. I believe I was told before the game 12 straight that Restoll started against the Cubs. So, but I'm told this young Lamont kid is just as good as Restoll, maybe even better.
He looks pretty comfortable in there, handles the puck well.
And Jason Willard, of course, getting the start tonight for the Cubs. Here come the Trappers again on the attack. Wade Ringler can't get by the Cub defense. Jake Gibson throws it into the middle. Comes in front. Ringler backhand shot just wide. And it's picked up there by Seaman. Plays it off the referee. Cubs can't get it out. Finally, it's picked up by McLean. Curtis McLean dumping it in. Cubs will change. Paquette around the boards. Comes out to center. Greg Major dumping it back in. Dunford can't get it out. Rivard. Rivard battling on the far side. Has it taken away. And out come the Trappers. Creech in over the line. Can't get by Major. Robin Boucher on the ice now as well. Along with Paquette. Big Greg Major behind the net. Comes right out in front of Willard. Peterson to Rivard and over the line. Rivard trying to get a shot away, and that was partially blocked. And here comes Boucher. Zafiris lining him up and takes a run at him. Well, we know what the theory is tonight for the Cubs. Hit number 20.
And that was a good clean check, Jack. No sticks. It was a good clean check, and Boucher took the check well. No problem, no retaliation. 17 minutes and 10 seconds left here in the first period. North Bay enjoying a 1-0 lead. And I noticed North Bay are really pressuring the Cubs defense. They've got 3 men in deep, not giving the Cub defense a lot of time to clear that puck. And that would be the game plan that I would use.
And a nice crowd here tonight. Big crowd to watch this one. Here come the Trappers again. And a nice play there by Alex Bain, standing his man up in the face-off circle and knocking the puck away.
Well, certainly a good pace to the game. North Bay seemed to be moving the puck a little bit better at this point of time, but I think the Cubs will come along here shortly.
The face-off shot right on. Willard makes a save. Alexander clears it away. Brown banks it off the boards. Here comes Sean Scott. Checked there by Innes, that center. Taken away by Luke Joyelle. Bain to Brown. Alexander in over the line. Drops it back for Brown. Back behind the net for Alexander. Brown again. Scott in front, and that misfires, and here comes Innes. Gets it over to Baldwin. Baldwin back for Innes. Here comes a shot, and he shot it wide. Brown hustling back for the Cubs. Nice pass up to Alexander at center. Here comes the shot, a high drive. Lamont takes it chest high and hangs on. North Bay leading it 1-0 here early in the first period, and we should mention before we go any further that the Cubs missing key ingredients tonight. Jeff Krieger, the leading scorer in the league, not playing due to a shoulder problem, and they'll certainly miss him.
Well, that's for sure, Jack. You can't take that type of player out of the game and not miss him. And besides that, you have to remember, North Bay knows that Timmins did beat the Cubs. For whatever reason, they did beat them, and North Bay are looking for 2 points here tonight.
And as we said off the top, the Cubs lead North Bay by 1 point with the game in hand, so the standings have really tightened up. Puck in the North Bay zone. Filiatro hit by Miller. Battle for it. Miller trying to get it out in front. McCrank was there, and it's cleared up over the glass.
Well, this is a good opportunity for some of the other lines to pick it up for the Cubs, and as you said earlier, I think they have to make sure that they take Boucher out of the play and neutralize him, but besides that, they have to play their own game as well.
Well, when you look at the top scoring, there aren't too many trappers in the top 10, just 2 as I see, Boucher and Lucente. So. Yeah. Their success this year has been more of probably a defensive, tight checking style, relying on good goaltending, and it's worked for them.
Exactly.
Here comes McCrank. They dump it in. Jake Gibson way up there out of position in the corner. Now he heads back to the blue line. Boucher and Miller. Puck's loose. Miller goes down. And here comes Boucher. Tried to get it up to Schuler. Bazinet. In the Cubs zone it goes. Jake Gibson turning away from Boucher. Duchesne up there forechecking. Menard came across, took a hit, he heads to the bench, and here comes Rivard. Picking up speed to center, he's bumped off the puck. Tim Severus around behind the net to Major in the Cubs zone. Menard up there forechecking. Puck comes to center, and here's Rivard. He's checked. Puck bouncing at the line. Burnham touches it, and offside the call. 14:43 left in the first. 1-0 North Bay on that. I guess you could call it a fluky goal, a bad goal by Sean Innes 25 seconds in.
Well, it was a long shot. It was a goal that probably shouldn't have gone in. It was a good shot as far as the momentum of the shot, Jack, but a shot that Jason should have handled.
Just played the angle a little wrong there. But since then, he's made a couple of nice saves, so he seems to have settled down. Here's Zephyrus letting one go off a stick. Dunford taking off the puck. Cubs coming out in front. Major teeing one up. Deflected in front. Here's a shot. And a nice save there by Lamont. Comes right in front, and Zephyrus again came close. He bumps his man along the boards, comes to the line. Comes Duchesne, dumping it into the Cubs zone. Peterson, getting away from his man, gets it up to Zephyrus. Major picks up the loose puck at center. That's one go. Oh, he rifled that one. North Bay just gets rid of it down the ice. It'll go, and that's icing.
Well, Jack, not a lot of shots on goal, although the tempo of the game has been pretty good. The shots on goal that I have to this point, the Cubs with 4 shots on goal, the Trappers with 3. But we've got a lot of game left here yet. We've just got started. And already, I think maybe if you look around at the crowd, a lot of people look like they're wondering what's going on here.
Yeah.
The high-scoring Cub machine just hasn't started scoring yet.
Well, I think the opposition is a little different than it has been for a few weeks. That makes a difference.
For sure.
Not to say they can't score 4 or 5 goals in this game, but they're going to be a little tougher to come by, I think, tonight. Round the boards it goes here on the near side. Creech gets it out to center, puts it right on Bain's stick. Here comes Brown. Lets one go off the leg to the corner. Chases it. Boucher overskates it. Alexander to Brown. Nobody's in front. He's going to try and come out himself. He's held up. There's a wrap around attempt. And Lamont got the pad over and made the save. Well, this line for the Cubs really working hard, creating some scoring chances.
Well, they sure are, Jack, and let's not forget, we've heard a lot about the Cub team all year. We've heard the winning streak they've been on, but every time you look over your shoulder, who's there? North Bay, and they're not very far back, so let's give them credit. I think they're two pretty equal teams for whatever reason. I think the makeup of the teams are different, but on the scoreboard, they're pretty darn close.
I look at the goals against even, 76 goals against the Cubs, 76 against North Bay. That tells you a lot about both these teams. It's going to be a 2-on-1 situation, but a nice play by Seaman to break that up. Trappers again, just get rid of it. Icing again. They just they don't take any chances at all, do they? Just get rid of it.
They're playing a pretty careful hockey game, Jack. And this is the type of hockey that you're going to see a little from now on as far as that goes, because we're getting later in the season. Everybody's looking for position. They're thinking about the playoffs. They're thinking about where they're going to go at the end of the year. A lot of things at stake here tonight.
Yeah, this is the last month, basically, of the regular season. The first week in February, it's playoff time. And I'm sure both the teams would like to finish first to get that bye, wouldn't they?
They sure would.
There's a shot through a maze of players, picked off, cleared to center. Innes blocking along the boards. Miller, long shot right on, saved by Lamont, puck's loose, and he's going to cover up. A little confusion between Lamont and his defenseman as to who was going to take it.
A bit of confusion. I notice the Cubs are starting to take the body a little bit more now, and that seems to be loosening up a few shots on the goaltender for North Bay, and I believe it's Lamont that's in there. You mentioned that a minute ago. Looks like the Cubs are starting to take a little bit of play away.
Yeah, they're getting their chances, starting to come on a bit. North Bay playing the typical road game that we see so often in the NHL. Don't do anything fancy. Don't try and put on a show. Just get it out and wait for your chances.
Perfect start to the game for the Trappers, scoring that early goal. That's what they wanted, and that's what they have.
Puck comes to the line, not out. Kept in by Jeremy Miller. Brown behind the net, McLean. Right up front it comes. They score! Nobody was quite sure if it was in or not, and then it must have rolled down the back of the leg of the goaltender and dropped in the net.
Well, I think the guy sort of looked around and said, did we get one? Did we get one? And we're in a 1-1 hockey game, and you know, that's the 8th shot the Cubs have on goal. The Trappers only have 3, and if the Cubs play their game, they have a game plan, I'm sure, and if they play their game and stick to it, we're in for a great hockey game here tonight.
I'm not sure who got that. Did you see who took the shot?
I didn't, Jack. There were too many players around there.
We'll have to wait for the announcement. So needless to say, the first 2 goals of this game haven't been the greatest goals we've seen all year, but they count.
Nobody will know who scored those goals or how they were scored come February.
That's right. 1-1 the score. The Cubs come back. We'll wait for the official announcement. Let you know who got it. Jeff McCrank gets it. Seaman and Miller get the assist on McCrank's goal. So an all Kirkland Lake goal on that one.
Well, that might be the first game those 3 guys have played together, Jack.
I'm not sure. Maybe they have played together from time to time, but well, McCrank was out for quite some time before Christmas on a suspension, so.
Well, listening to Claude's comments there the other day and reading the comments in the paper, it looked like the Kirkland Lake line was going to play as a Kirkland Lake line tonight. And that's good.
From the face-off, Rivard to Major, up for Safiris, and catch up to it. Shot back to center, right back into the North Bay zone it goes. Dunford behind the net. Burnham bearing down on him. Major can't keep it in. Here comes Schuler. Long pass up on the wing. There's the shot. Scores! Mike Menard.
Well, that certainly was an excellent shot. You couldn't fault the Cub goaltending on that one. A low shot to Jason's glove side. A very, very good goal by the Trappers. Jason had no chance on that one. The shots on goal to this point, Jack, 9 for the Cubs and 4 for the Trappers.
Mike Menard from Schuler, 11:27 at the time of that goal, so very quickly, not even just shy a minute later, North Bay comes back. 59 seconds later, they come back and take the lead again.
Well, this is what the people came to see, and if Cubs can come back and tie it up again, I mean, that's for good hockey.
Boucher. He's the 3rd leading scorer in the league behind Timmy Safiris and Jeff Krieger. Again, Krieger not in the lineup this evening due to a shoulder problem. He probably won't play in Valley East this weekend either. I think they'll give him some time off. Cubs don't play next Friday night. They get a bit of a break and then go to North Bay next Saturday. So there's a wraparound attempt again, right in front. Another shot. Another shot. Sean Scott, and he must stop that. The Cubs all around the goal, and it bounces over Mainstick and down the ice it goes. Menard hustling in there. Menard comes up with the puck, centered it right out in front, and it's a good thing Sean Scott was there because Alex Duchesne was there and ready to pot it home. There's a long shot by Joel. Menard. Gibson takes a run at him. Big Jake Gibson touching the puck, but it's offside.
Well, one thing I have noticed, I mentioned it a few minutes ago, and when Gibson was going in to make the check there, the North Bay player was backing away from the puck. If you can do those types of checks, not take penalties, it's good for your game plan.
As we've said before, every time we see these teams play, wouldn't this be a great playoff series, best of 5? Wouldn't it be great to see them in the All-Ontario going nose-to-nose in the final?
Well, it'd be better to see them in the All-Ontario for sure.
Here come the Cubs, and a nice save by Labatt, and that goes up over the screen. Curtis McLean walking in, getting the shot away.
Cubs certainly enjoying territorial advantage, but the scoreboard shows the Trappers ahead 2-1, and I'll tell you, in this rink, that's a pretty comfortable position.
Well, having talked to Mike Keenan several times over the years in this league, this is one place that his team always liked coming to play.
Well, they like to play in front of a nice crowd.
That's right. And Sudbury's the same way.
You're going to have it here.
There's a long shot, and Lamont stops that. McLean couldn't reach it.
I think you were referring to Larry Keenan.
Sorry. What did I say?
Mike's down Colorado.
Mike's fired. He's done a job.
Certainly you're not comparing Mike Keenan to Mike MacArthur. Now give me a break.
Larry Keenan still has a job. Shut up, Denise. I promised myself my New Year's resolution, I'm going to be nice to everybody. So shut up.
You won't be seeing much of you this year.
Nice guy. By the way, Happy New Year to everybody. I forgot to mention that. There's a shot off a leg. Seaman gets it to the point, not out. Anello keeps it in. Here's Gibson. McCrank along the boards. Can't control it. Kept in momentarily, but Gibson's going to carry it out. Big Jake Gibson to the line. Let's one go. Look out. Off the stick, up another play. We mentioned the All-Ontario a while ago, and should let our viewers know that tickets are on sale for the All-Ontario. And you come down to a Cup game on Friday night, and they'll be on sale in the lobby, and you can get a hold of any executive member or Don Shepardson if you have any questions about tickets.
Yeah, I guess I was confused on that, and maybe some of the other people are too. We did indicate earlier, a friend of mine and myself, that we would be taking tickets, but we sort of thought they'd be sent to us or something in the mail, but I guess you have to come and pick them up.
Here's Safiris walking in, and a nice save by Lamont. Peterson, nice try to keep it in, but he did come out over the line.
Well, Tim Safiris has had a couple good shots, Jack. He opened the game with the first Cup shot, and North Bay's goaltending has been very, very good to this point. Cubs need a goal here just to keep things going, get the crowd into the game. The crowd is not in the game at the present time.
Well, if they weren't getting the chances, I'd be a little concerned.
Well, that's right. They're getting lots of chances.
Eventually, one will go in. Filiatro behind the net, gets it up on the wing to John Vists, comes to center. Peterson's there to take it away. Greg Major. It's Gets it up to Zephyrus. And Zephyrus going to crank another one on goal, and that goes wide and caroms all the way out. Shore to Burnham. He bumps his man in front of the North Bay bench. Rob Bazinet behind the North Bay goal. There's a loose puck picked up by Burnham, and he fanned on the pass. And Bazinet gets it out to center. Bazinet knocking it down. Michael Creech. North Bay having a little trouble here in their own zone. Now they give it away. Zephyrus, he's going to let one go, and it's blocked in front. Scott shot it wide. Zephyrus backhands it in front. Oh, and it's grabbed.
Well, you're right, Jack. The Cubs are certainly getting the chances, and I've got it marked down here right now. The 16 shots to 4 in favor of the Cubs, and the goaltending for North Bay is keeping them in the game. And it's pretty early to say that, but it's true.
He must be wondering what his defensemen are doing, giving the puck away like that. And they just had a heck of a time getting it out. They were overskating it and fanning on passes.
But you're right. The Liskeard coaching should be happy. The Cub team is getting lots of shots, lots of chances. They just have to keep doing it.
Well, I'll tell you, I don't think there was any problem getting the kicks up for this one, was there?
Oh, for sure. It's not just the kids that are up for this one. There's lots of action on the bench down here.
Here's Ennis centering it, and Lucente couldn't get a stick on it. Alex Bain. Puck at center. Dave Brown. Off Ennis's skate. Here's Bain. Skates it up to center. To Alexander. Brown going to the net. He didn't see him. Behind the net. Comes right up front. They try to jam it in, and Lamont stops that. Another shot off the side of the net. And Ennis picks it up and slides it out to center. Bain picking it up. Oh, and it's stolen away. Willard comes out to play it. And he gets it out. There's a long shot from center. They try and catch Willard out of the goal. Good play by the North Bay player. And now we get a delayed offside, or we got some penalties here.
Well, not just sure what's happening over there.
Scott and Duchesne.
A little bit of a scrum along the boards, and it probably looks like they're each going to get a penalty, 2-minute penalty each. And noticed in the last short while, even though North Bay is ahead 2-1 on the scoreboard, they don't seem to be forechecking the way they came out the first 5 minutes of the game. They haven't got 3 men deep now, which they had earlier. Cubs defense has a little bit more time, and it's showing up in the scoring chances. But nice crowd, Jack. Really nice crowd. The corners are filled.
Yeah, I know. I always glance down in this corner to our right here from our broadcast location. When you see that is full, you know there's a good crowd here. North Bay with some pressure here. Menard trying to get it out in front, but here comes Curtis McLean. Nice pass to Miller in over the line. Miller lets it go. And Lamont dives out, grabs the rebound. 7:06 to go in the first. 2-1 North Bay. The goal scorers, Sean Innes and Mike Menard for the Cubs. Jeff McCrank.
How many games left in the season, Jack?
Oh boy, okay, they don't play next Friday. They play tomorrow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 or 9, I'm guessing, around there, somewhere.
They start to matter a lot.
Yeah, they sure do.
2 minutes for rugby, 7:20. That's presenting 2 minutes for rugby now, 7:20.
Here comes Boucher, stopped at the line. He's been fairly quiet tonight, hasn't he, so far? Ever since the hit by Severus, he's kind of shied away from the puck. Here comes Miller. Hit a leg, Boucher back the other way. Gets it to Schuler. Here comes Schuler to the line. Lets it go, rebound in front. Ooh, and McCrank got back to take it away. Jason Willard seems to be fighting it just a bit. Miller battling with Boucher, and McLean in there. Now they pile up. Ooh, and Boucher went down heavily. He was nailed from behind there by Miller.
Well, Jack, there's a lot of play happening along the boards, and I'm sure after this game is over, they're going to know they were in a hockey game, because it doesn't look like a big, hard check, but nobody's giving an inch. Every time you get the puck, you get hit, and at the end of the night, you're going to know where you are.
Yeah.
I see Elvis's friend Mike has just come into the building.
There's the North Bay from the face-off. Letting it go there was Wriggler. Here's the Trappers in front again. The backhand shot blocked. Puck's loose. Rivard trying to get a handle on it. There's a shot from the blue line. And it hit a North Bay player in front, and here comes Major away with it. 3-on-2 to center with Burnham and Rivard. There's the pass, and it's picked off. Safiris intercepts the pass at the line. Tried to slide it through. Picks it up again. Couldn't center it. Safiris on the puck in the corner again. He's trying to get it back to the point. Pinned to the boards by Anello. They kick it along the boards on the far side. Burnham battling for it, and the Trappers just get a hold of it and dump it down the ice. Boy, that must be the.
Well, the tempo of the game in the last few minutes, not quite what it was early in the game, but I think North Bay is content to play that type of game. Yeah. I'm not sure that they want to escape with this cup team. They're just content to play the game safe and get the good goaltending and keep a low-scoring game.
They sort of play possum, and then boom, they're gone. You notice that? They have some pretty quick forwards that can get away and do some damage. Round behind the net it goes. Bain pitching in, keeps it in. Here's Sean Scott going after it. He can't catch up to it in time. Brown. Scott behind the net. Filiatro over there. Brown again on that puck. Here's Scott battling for it. North Bay again, just trying to get it out. Shot right back in, though. Lamont stops it behind the net for Filiatro. Creech gets it on the far side to Viss. Willard playing it along the boards. Boucher, quick shot. Ooh, and he just missed. That's the first shot I think he's had on net in this game. Boucher on the puck again. Two Cub players flatten him. There's a giveaway at the line, a shot, and Willard kicks that away. Boucher trying to get his helmet done up, and he's heading to the bench. Lamont stopping it behind the net. Dunford. Up to Viss, down the ice it goes right on Willard. Jake Gibson. Gets it to McCrank. Jeff McCrank to center. Clears it in, and it's shot right back out. Seaman clears it off the glass into the North Bay zone. 3:48 to go here in the first period. 2-1 North Bay leading it. Baldwin on the far side. Look out. Gibson's going to get caught maybe, but McCrank's back there, and he fires it back into the North Bay zone. Paquette gets it up on the wing. Here comes Baldwin in over the line. Makes a nice move at the line. Tried to center it. McCrank knocking him off the puck. And Miller comes away with it. Gets it out to center for McLean. A little too far. He'll head to the bench. Mitch Baldwin flipping it high in the air. Up over the heater to center ice. Stolen away. Here's Lucente in over the line. Seaman takes him off the puck nicely. Rivard back there to Safiris. He's checked by Innes, but here's Burnham. Andy Burnham in over the line. Poke check. Rivard slides it through, cleared away. Behind the net it goes in. Safiris after it. Getting it back to the point. Here's Peterson's shot. A low drive goes wide. Major pinches in. And it shot out to center. Baldwin couldn't catch up to it. Peterson retreats behind his net. Good pace to this period. Just flying by. Anello has it hop over his stick. Lamott's going to come out, and Burnham goes flying up over top, the North Bay goaltender.
Well, Jack, I think North Bay is getting tired. It's the first period, and that's maybe a comment that I'm going to regret by saying, but I'll tell you, they're dumping that puck out every time they get it in their own end, and I think they're tired. I don't know whether the Christmas holidays were little hard on them or what, but maybe they're playing possum like you say, but I don't think so. I'm watching the guys go to the bench, and I'll tell you, if the Cub team can keep their momentum, keep their discipline, and keep skating, they're going to get some goals.
They dropped the puck, but the net was off, so.
Well, it was off in the Canada-Russia game for 2 minutes and about 30 seconds today. The Swedish referee never noticed it.
It didn't matter, did it? From the face-off, Alexander trying to get free. Shovel to the corner. Schuler and Alexander go to the boards. Scott's in there. Dave Brown digs it free. Brown behind the net. Menard on the far side tips it up to Boucher. He's got Schuler with him. There's the pass. Off his skate. Schuler can't catch up with it. Joyel's all over him. Takes him to the boards. And now Alexander knocks Boucher into the pile, and down they go.
Well, you know, Jack, this looks like the hockey that we used to see from the Big Red Machine. They'd come over here and get about 12 shots on goal in a game, and Canadian teams would get about 35 or 38 and lose the game 2-1.
Yeah, it can happen, eh?
Well, I've got the Cubs down for 21 shots on goal, and I'm not giving any cheapies. North Bay got 7.
They've made 2 of them count, haven't they?
Sure have.
Boucher on the draw against Scott. Scott wins it, and it's fired around behind the net. Alexander there, and gets it out to center. And Neville turns. Alexander's there. Scott tipping it in. Brown chasing it. Brown's got Alexander going to the net. Didn't get it out in front. Hits the referee. Menard puts it right on Scott's stick. Sean Scott dumps it to the corner. Brown. Sean Scott looking out in front. Schuler's there. He's going to clear it up and out of play. Look out. Into that big crowd.
Well, we're down to 1 minute and 22 seconds here in the first period. The score does stay the same, 2-1 in favor of the Trappers. Pace of the game a little bit slower now, Jack, but this game really did start at a very, very fast pace, and you couldn't play that way all night.
No, I wouldn't think so.
The Cubs certainly need a goal, but like we said earlier, it's early in the game. They're getting the chances. You said that. There's no question about that. Shouldn't be too worried at this point.
And I thought the Cubs might just be a little bit rusty, having not played in 2 weeks, but I don't think they look all that rusty, do they? They seem to be skating fairly well.
Early in the game, they looked like they were having a little trouble coming out of their own end, but that was created by pressure from North Bay. I think they look good.
This little Alain Duchesne, number 23 for North Bay, he's been up there forechecking pretty good in this period. Cubs steal, though, a centering pass, and is picked off by Filiatro, and he dumps it up to center. Seaman turning. Has it stolen away by Duchesne. There's a quick shot, oh. And Evers let that go, and Jason Willard seemed to fight that a bit. Centered up front, and it's shot, look out! Bouncing puck in front of the net, nobody knew where it was. And the Cubs come away with it. McCrank in over the line, lets it go right on. Filiatro picks up the rebound, clears it. Andy Burnham knocks it down. Burnham looking in front, gets it behind the net, centered out in front of the net and cleared away. Evers back around to the near side it goes. Duchesne banks it off the boards to center. North Bay changing. Peterson. Cubs changing now as well as Rivard and Zafiris come on the ice. Lucente drops one in from center, up over the glass, out of play, right at the buzzer.
Well, Jack, a good first period there, and shots on goal, final shots on goal in the first period, 22-8. In favor of the Cubs, they certainly did get lots of scoring chances.
But the score is 2-1 North Bay after one. Innes and Menard for North Bay, McCrank for the Cubs. A good period of hockey all around, Jim, and
good
it's
period
a
of
close
hockey.
game, just what we thought.
Exactly, and there was no funny stuff. They went out there and played hockey.
Okay, and Jim and I will be back with second period action right after this. Welcome back to period number 2. North Bay leading the Cubs 2-1. Jack Moore with Jim Moore, Andrew Ager, Denise Crayford. Cubs hockey back for another year as we head into 97. Zafiris cranking one. Here's Major pitching up. Throws it in front of the net. Oh, Rivard can't get a handle on it. It's cleared away. Trappers trying to get it out, but the Cubs on that puck. Here's Rivard again. Flips it in front. Safiris battling there. Can't get a shot away. And Baldwin comes to center. Baldwin and Lucente at 2 against 3. There's a wrist shot that drips wide of the net. There's the lead pass for Burnham, just behind him. Major heads it up to Rivard. Safiris coasting in front of that net. Comes back to Major at the point. Here comes the shot, deflected just wide. That didn't miss by much. Peterson throws it in, comes off the boards, right up in front. Penalty coming up here to North Bay, I think.
North Bay gets the penalty. I believe it's Jeff Hodge, and no question about that penalty. He had to haul down Andy Burnham. Andy in front of the net would have got a scoring chance. And I noticed Pierre Rivard was having a lot of trouble in front of the net on that series of play, Jack, and that really shows up on this line because you can zero in now on Andy Burnham and Tim Safiris. And otherwise, there was, I believe this is the line that
Krieger would
have been on.
Yeah, possibility.
And certainly it would have been a scoring chance. But Cubs are coming out here and they're pressing the play, and that's what they have to do, and I'm sure that's what they'll do for the rest of the night.
So the Cubs on the power play here for the next 2 minutes. Safiris behind the net. Bain. Safiris along the boards. Throws it across. Boucher's going to get to it, and he's going to get it out and down the ice. Bain behind the net. Here comes Dave Brown. He's checked. Boucher doing some good forechecking there. Schuler up there, and it was a slashing call to the Cubs here. I don't know who's getting it. Is it Joyelle? Looks like.
Well, I missed that one,
Yeah,
but I can tell you, Jeff Scott put a very, very nice check on Boucher down here at the Trapper blue line, and that's why Boucher was sort of waving the stick around at center ice. That check hurt him, and he come back into the play, give him credit, but I'll tell you, he was throwing the lumber around pretty good, too.
So that'll fill that power play, which had 1 minute and 29 seconds left in it.
Well, there certainly hasn't been many penalties, Jack.
No, just 2 in the first, and now 2 so far in the second. Let's hope, touch wood, that stays that way.
Well, we've got to keep MacArthur at the arena, and he can only stay out until a certain hour. So let's keep this game going.
As I was going to say, if the pace slows, he'll head home. Puck in the Cub zone. Here's Miller. Has it taken away. Centered out in front, comes back to the point. Willard way out of the net. And Bazinet tried to play it off to the side, and everybody missed it. Here comes Sean Scott, trying to work around Filiatro. Dave Brown backing up the play. Scott battling for it. He's so strong on that puck. He's hard to knock off the puck, and he stays right with it. Gets it to Brown, back to Gibson. There's a shot, goes wide of the net. Boucher. Brown now for the Cubs, centered it, and Bazinet comes up with it. Tried to get it up to Boucher, was too far. Filiatro. For Boucher. Boucher tried to get it over to Menard. It was picked off, now Boucher again. Weak shot on goal. Willard's going to stop it and freeze it.
Pretty smart play by Boucher, though, Jack, because the defenseman certainly had him covered, but you noticed he didn't try and shoot the puck through the defenseman. He put it right on the ice and went to the right-hand side of the defenseman. Pretty smart play. Wasn't a hard shot, could have scored.
And the best thing about it, he didn't give it away to anybody.
Exactly.
And he got the face-off in the Cub zone. In 25 seconds, North Bay will have a power play. Won't be a very long one. Lucente. Here's Ennis. Oh, and a nice save by Willard. Got the pad on it. Here come the Cubs, McLean. Quick shot right on. And that was a tough shot for Lamont to stop because it was screen drive. McLean using the North Bay defenseman as the screen, letting the wrist shot go.
It sure was.
So good goaltending at both ends on those last 2 shots.
Jason needs a couple of good saves, get him in the game, get him warm, and get some confidence restored. I think Jason had a little tough first period.
I think he was a bit shaky there. He was fighting it a bit. Dunford behind his net with McLean checking. Oh, Miller almost stole one away. Here's Ennis. Tried to get it to Lucente. He caught up with it off the stick. Lets it go. High drive. Look out. Willard follows it. Catches it.
Well, Jack, the crowd is not in this game for sure. It's very quiet.
Very quiet.
For this size of a crowd, of course, Cubs have to score a goal to get the crowd in the game, and then they have to score another goal to really get them in the game.
Yeah, I think so.
But it's been a great hockey game up to this point. It's been worth all the preamble.
Oh, I think so. Well, usually by this time of the game, on most Friday nights, it's 7 or 8-1 for the Cubs, and most people are kind of going, okay. Zefiris pumping his man. Oh, and Rivard was all alone in front. If that puck had got through, he had a good shot on there. Look at Zefiris stealing it away. Now loses his stick, and penalty holding to North Bay.
Well, that's just a simple case of they just couldn't check the Cub player, Tim Zefiris. They could not check him, and they just had to grab a hold of him.
He wasn't going to quit, was he?
Boy, I'll tell you, that's determination. And that's discipline.
Yeah.
Tim might have taken a penalty at some other point in time. He held his cool really good. Give him credit.
He worked hard on that. He stays out there, too. Paquette overskated it. Lucente, Zefiris falling. Lucente behind his own net. Off the glass, down the ice it goes. Cubs on the power play for 1:46 now. Alex Bain in the corner. Tips it up to Rivard to Burnham. Andy Burnham in over the line. Big number 6 dragging the puck to the corner. Rivard backs up to play. Paquette kicking it loose. Vicente Bain up there to keep it in. Canelo around behind the net to the far side it goes. Baldwin's on the puck. Gets it to the line, not out. Major lets one go. Oh, he tried to pass it over to Zefiris and was bouncing. And it's cleared out. Here comes Baldwin now. In over the line against Major. There's a shot. Whoa, and he just missed. And Willard came way out of the net to cut down the angle there. Major trying to walk into one, has a little trouble with it. Greg centered it. Scott lets it go. Vandeman on it, rolls into the side of the net, comes around behind the net. Sean Scott back to the point. Seaman to Scott. Centered it off the stick. Right in front it comes, and it's saved by Lamont, and it's cleared away to the corner. And we get a whistle. Crowd reacting to that. That's how you got to get the crowd going. It's some rough stuff.
Well, that's right. And again, Burnham was the object of the affection of the North Bay player there. And he held his cool good. And we said earlier in the year that for this Cub team to have a good year and to go on, they needed to have discipline. Tonight, they've got lots of it.
And they are still on the power play for 31 seconds with the face-off coming up to the right of Luke Lamont, getting the start tonight in the North Bay goal, and he's played well. Here's Gibson. Just fires, puck high in the air in front of the net, knocked down. Here's Sean Scott, centered it. Oh, what a save by Lamont. Alexander had the corner picked, and the leg came across, and he kept it out. That got the crowd excited.
Sure it is.
They made all night.
They're coming alive.
Here comes Alexander. Thinking about that shot, I'm sure. Seaman at center. Penalty over now to North Bay. Here's Seaman. And he had his shot blocked. Brown. Seaman at the side of the net, jamming away at it. Lamont's trying to grab it, and he gets a hold of it.
Well, Jack, sometimes you wonder, things go along and it looks like it's really quiet out there, and all of a sudden the tempo goes up for about 30 seconds, and then you have a little scrum in the corner, and back we go to sleep for a little while. It's been kind of a funny game up to this. It's been a good game,
yeah,
but it's had its highs and lows.
And Luke Lamont just robbing Steve Alexander there. That was a heck of a save.
Well, I'll tell you, Luke Lamont right now is the first star in this hockey game.
There's no doubt about it. From the face-off, Cubs win it. Peterson hesitated there for a second, but moved up to keep it in. He battles along the boards. Miller in there throwing his weight around, and North Bay coming away with it. Little Duchesne gets it up. Ringler goes to the corner, bodied off the puck. Evers has it taken away. Cubs come to center. McLean trying to get by his man. Here's Miller. McLean on the puck. Centered it in front of the net. Loose. And it's taken away by the Trappers. Here comes Alex Duchesne in over the line. That shot goes off the leg behind the net. Major cleared it back behind the net. Comes loose. Miller can't get it out. And now McCrank takes his man off the puck, and Miller will shoot it down into the North Bay zone. The Cubs want to change here. Zephyrus hustling off the bench like a runaway train into the North Bay zone. There's a long pass up on the wing to Creech. Couldn't get to it. Burnham back the other way. Andy Burnham centered it. Off the North Bay player's stick. Bazinet. Here's Burnham again. He's got a man in front. Burnham walks right out. Can't get a shot away. A shot. Oh, and a save by Lamotte again. Zephyrus getting the chances here tonight. Just can't find the net. And North Bay just shoots it down the ice with 12:40 to go in the second, and the Trappers still leading it 2-1.
Well, a nice start to the second period here, Jack, and I think maybe the Cubs have to play a little bit more physical. North Bay's skating better now than they have been all game, and I think it's because they haven't been hit very much in this second period. Tim Zephyrus, when he's on the ice, they look around, but when the rest of the guys are on the ice, they're taking a few liberties.
Here's Bain from the faceoff. Lets it go wide of the net. Creech can't get it out. Chop to center. Bain back there. Gets it to Zephyrus. He turns that center. Over to Rivard. Nice move. And a good recovery there by Piquet. Cubs keep it in. There's a shot from the point right on. Rebound. Behind the net. Zephyrus knocked down. Net comes off. We get a whistle. So good pressure here by the Cubs. Again, not scoring, but getting the chances.
Well, the score does remain 2-1 in favor of the Trappers, and the crowd waiting for something to happen. You can sense it, you can feel it. We're down to 12-17 here in the second period. No goals here in the second period at all. Few hits, good skating, everybody waiting. It's very quiet in here.
Scott on the draw. Scott gets it to Brown. He's checked. Brown goes down. And Boucher picks up the loose puck. Gets it up to Schuler. Long pass up on the wing to Menard. Menard. Oh, he had Gibson beat, but he fell. And the Cubs will get it out. Here comes Scott. And he loses it at the line. Schuler at center. Look out. Almost had a collision there. Menard. For Boucher. Menard in the corner. Turns away from Seaman. Cub bench yelling that was a two-line pass. Here comes Scott. Checked at the line. Shot back to center. North Bay changing now. Dunford gets it up to center. Ennis, who has a goal in this game, and over the line. Weak wrist shot on goal. Nice, easy save for Willard. Here's Jake Gibson for the Cubs. Dumps it in. Cubs want to change here. Jeremy Miller over the boards. McLean, Peterson on the ice now. Shore can't keep it in. No icing there. And now their penalty.
It's like a high sticking call there, Jack, and that was not an icing play, actually. The Cub defenseman did touch the puck when it was being cleared, and good call by the linesman. Penalty, high sticking penalty here to Curtis McLean, and 10:48 here in the second period. And the Trappers will go on the power play, and this is a pretty crucial time in the game. Goal for North Bay could put a lot of pressure on this Cub team. But then again, we saw Sudbury come in here a few weeks ago and rack up a lot of goals, and then these guys dug back. So let's see what happens.
Lucente, North Bay on the power play. Cubs come out with it. Peterson. He's going to skate it to center. Over the line. This is a Rivard. Major. Wrists it down the ice, right on. Lamont going to clear it up himself to Lucente. Oh, and Zafaris just pasted Lucente on the far side. It's almost like he imprinted his body into the boards there. Boucher has it stolen away by Zafaris. So far, the Cubs shutting North Bay right down on this power play. That'll be icing. No, they're going to wave it off, and now they're calling it.
Well, that's...
one was and one wasn't.
Tim Zafaris out there, and I tell you, when he's out there, boy, you keep your head up. He's been playing the body jack, but he's kept the stick out of it. He's playing a good hockey game. The referee's letting him play, and some games I've been to, they haven't let him play. That takes away Tim's game. But then again, he can only play one shift at a time, too.
That's right, yeah. Boy, did he pace Lucente though? Whoa. I could feel that all the way over here.
Give Lucente credit. He didn't winch or flinch or nothing. He got right back in the play.
Right back, yeah. North Bay still on the power play here for 51 seconds, although you'd never know it. There's a shot off a stick. Paquette picks it up again. Dumps it to the corner. There's a centering pass. Loose puck in front. Verdum has it. And he's going to get it out and down the ice. Stephen Evers behind the net. 27 seconds left in this North Bay power play. They lead it 2-1 here with 9:11 rather to go in the second period. Cubs are going to get it, and down the ice it goes again. And that should just about do it for this power play. And the net coming off again, in behind the play.
Gee, I watched that Canada-Russia game, Jack, just the third period today, and amazing the number of times that the Russian goaltender knocked the net off on purpose, and we never saw one call on delay game.
It wasn't working, eh?
There's something wrong with the whistle. Just looking around here to see if there's much activity in the stands, but I can tell you that there isn't. Everybody's sitting on their hands.
A little tired from the holidays. Jake gets it up the middle to Dave Brown, and over the line he goes. Brown dropping it back, has it picked off by Boucher. He gets it up to Menard. Menard trying to get through, overskates it, and McLean's back there, and North Bay player. That Boucher knocked down behind the play. Looked like he was hurt there for a second.
Running to his own man, Jack.
Is that what it was? Looked like he hurt himself, but
hurt his wrist.
Yeah, he did. He's sitting to the bench. There's a centering pass, and off the bench is Duchesne. He's got a partial break, and he eked himself out. Made too many moves. Lost the puck. That all happened because Boucher had gone to the bench in behind the play. Here's the Cubs. Miller in front, scores!
Very pretty goal there. Very pretty goal. That ties the game. Now we've got a crowd. They must have just filtered in here in the last couple minutes, Jack, because certainly you heard the crowd on that one. But let me say this, that I think Jake Gibson was responsible for the Trapper player losing control of that puck. He knew he was coming, tried to hurry the play. Cubs come back up the ice. Beautiful goal, the kind of goal that you're looking for all night.
And if you're North Bay, you're wondering if Boucher's okay. You wouldn't want to lose him in this hockey game.
Well, that's for sure. And he fell awkwardly at the blue line, and I thought he sort of picked his own player as they crisscrossed at the blue line, at the Cub blue line.
Well, what a nice play. Sean Scott to Jeremy Miller, and it's a 2-2 hockey game. And that brought the crowd to life. Bay back on the attack here, but Peterson gets it to Major behind the net, and he's going to pass it up to McCraig. Jeff McCraig in over the line. Sean Scott follows up, lets it go. Caroms off the skate back to Major, into the corner. Miller and Scott working in there again together. Shane knocked off the puck by McCraig. Here comes Hodge. Hodge in over the line. He's on the brakes, trying to center it. Long towards it goes, and it's picked up by McCraig, and he brings it to center. Tips it in. Off the side of the net. Cubs picked up the pace now since they scored that goal. I find them skating a little harder now.
Looks like they're getting a little bit more confidence.
Creech gets rid of it, down the ice. Icing. Oh, 6:46 to go, 2-2 to score. Jeremy Miller scoring from Sean Scott. McCrank has the other Cub goal. Innes and Menard scoring in the first for North Bay.
And we've got the shots on goal here in the second period. 11 shots by the Cubs and 5 shots by the Trappers. And this is reminiscent of what happened in the first period. You did make the comment that shots on goal sometimes may not be that important, but I can tell you there's been a lot of good shots here tonight.
And in this period, with the 6:41 to go, I don't think North Bay has had too many quality scoring chances, have they?
No, they haven't.
Here's Safiris trying to get by his man. He's going to get through. Oh, what a save by Lamont. Burnham centering it. Safiris there again. Boy, Luke Lamont has kept this game close, hasn't he?
Sure has.
That was a heck of a play by Safiris and a nice save. Ooh, Baldwin almost stole one at the line. Paquette dumping it in. Baldwin in there against Bain. They go to the boards. Burnham and Lucenti. Now Joyelle comes up with it. Gets it to Safiris. And over the line he goes. Safiris cuts to the middle. Tried to get the shot away. Misfired. Burnham behind the net, trying to wrap around. Loses it. And Innes gets it to center. He's cut off by Joyelle. Cubs get it into the North Bay zone. Paquette up to Schuler off the skate. There's Boucher back on the ice now. Schuler and Boucher. Schuler going right in, and he cut right to the net and lost the puck. North Bay defenseman fell at the line, but he kept it in. Joyelle's going to get rid of it, or try to. Blocked by Schuler. Boucher can't get to the puck. Kept in up the line. And finally, the Cubs will get it out. Here comes Dave Brown. In over the line. Brown trying to cut around his man. Has the puck poked off his stick. Brown at the side of the net, and Lamont's going to freeze that with 4:57 to go in the second. 2-2 to score.
Well, how long have we been waiting for this matchup? Quite some time.
Oh, it's been a while, yeah. It's been a while.
It's been worth the wait.
They met early in the year. They were pretty close back-to-back. I think within about 3 weeks, and then...
8, 6, 7, 5.
It's been a good game, actually. And we've said all year that we thought the Cubs had a better balanced team, but we thought North Bay goaltending was very strong.
And I think that's what we're seeing here tonight. I think the Cubs are a better team all around. They have more scoring punch, and they can play physical with anybody. Luke Lamont's put on a show here tonight. And J.C. Restool's played well in this building, too, in the past. So no matter who they put in there.
9-0.
And really, the Cubs have limited North Bay's scoring chances.
Well, they sure have.
Here's little Duchesne behind the net. Bodied off the puck. Alexander moves in to help out. Comes right in front of the Cub net, and they just get rid of it down the ice. And that's icing. Linesman having trouble with the whistle there. I think the P in there is gone or something. Or what's in there?
Oh, I don't know what it could be anything. But I think maybe the Cubs a little bit frustrated on that series of plays. They're getting scoring chances. We've said that all night. They've only got 2 goals. North Bay's got 2 goals, and maybe they're a little bit frustrated, thinking they should have a few more goals than what they've got, I'm sure. But discipline is the big thing, Jack, and they've got to maintain their composure, keep working away.
Well, as we said, usually by now they'd wear their opponent down and they were all over them, but North Bay's hanging in there, standing up to it. But the Cubs keep coming, and that's a good sign. Here's McLean. In over the line, Miller trailing the play. Duchesne's going to pick it up for North Bay. He's played a lot tonight, though 23 has. Having trouble controlling that bouncing puck. And Major rifles it around over the glass.
Well, I did mention late in the first period that it looked like North Bay was tiring a little bit, and I thought they were at that time. Certainly no evidence of that in the second period up to this point. However, we've got 3:50 here left in the second period. The score does remain at 2-2, and we're playing both teams at full strength.
I'm sure they'd like to generate a little more offense, but the danger of doing that is you're opening the game up.
Absolutely.
And I don't think they want to do that against the Cubs. Peterson has to backtrack. He's got a man right on him. That's Ringler. Sure, nice pass up to McCrank. Right on. Rebound. Clear to the corner. Here's McCrank. Centering it in front. Puck's loose. And it's off the side of the net. Jeff Hodge gets it up. Now here's Duchesne again. Makes a nice move. And he tries to make one too many moves, and Major got over there to steal it away. Anello lets one go. Ooh, that wasn't a very hard shot, but could have been dangerous.
Cubs look like they're dragging here now, Jack. It looks like a reversal.
Here's Rivard. Tried to get it out to Burnham. Hodge against Rivard in the corner. Centered out in front. Pierce was there, and Boucher comes away with it. Robin Boucher picking up speed to center and over the line. Trying to cut around his man. He's being checked by two Cub players. Schuler trying to center it. Battling at the side of the net. Puck's loose. Comes back to the point. Not out. Dunford keeping it in. Behind the net. Close quarters around that Cub goal, and the Cubs will come out with it. Rivard. Quick pass to Burnham off the heel of his stick. Dunford after it. Turns away from Burnham and gets rid of it to center. There's Menard cutting around his man at center. Menard in over the line. Over to Schuler. They're shot off the post. And it came right back out, and Bain will take it away to Burnham. Here's Safiris. Lets one go off his stick wide. Joel. Keeping it in along the boards. Burnham knocking his man down. Here's Burnham coming out in front. And Lamont's got it. So some good end-to-end action, Jim, and North Bay cranky one off the pipe. You could hear it all the way up here.
Well, for sure, and Jason looked like he backed right in. There was a lot of angle there. It looked very much like the type of angle North Bay had for their first goal. But you were talking about defense here a little while ago, Jack, and it's got to be hard at this age to teach kids to play the kind of defensive hockey that we think they should play, because even the guys in pro hockey make lots of mistakes coming out of their own end. And I think in this age group hockey, your best defense is a good offense, and the Cubs have a good offense, and I think that's their strength.
Yeah, they've scored 198 goals coming into this game. And nobody's even close to that in the league. Here comes Baldwin. Ooh, again, Jason Willard had a little trouble with that shot. Jimmy seemed to mishandle it. It wasn't a hard shot. Here's Innes. Walks out in front. Bodied off the puck nicely there by Seaman, and here comes Sean Scott. Oh, we're going to get a penalty here to North Bay, I believe.
I think we just got an offside here, yeah.
Well, I saw the slash, and you could hear it, too, and I thought for sure
it was pretty loud. You're calling that one like Mike used to call them, by sound.
I might have called that a penalty.
No, we shouldn't criticize Mike. He spent many, many years down in this building, I'll tell you, given everything he had. One thing about Mike, he was fair to everybody.
And, hey, he was an attraction.
No kidding.
Half the crowd came to see him, the other half came to see the game. He was very popular in Halebury, too, wasn't he? I think he was thinking of buying a house down there at one time. That's how popular he was. Here comes Brown, back the other way for the Cubs, in over the line, centered it in front. Oh, and big Jake Gibson up there again, looking for some offense. Here's Miller. Oh, and a nice play by Baldwin. Now it comes right off the glass, a funny bounce. Close call there. Lucente, oh, a poor clearing attempt by Lucente. The Cubs keep it in, and it comes right in front. Another poor clearing attempt by North Bay, and the Cubs will get another crack at it. And a beautiful save by Lamont. The Trappers very sloppy in their own end. The Cubs almost capitalizing there. 23 seconds left in the period. And it's been a good hockey game. 2-2 the score. I think North Bay just going to try and kill this. 7 seconds, Boucher against Peterson. And McLean will get it, and that'll do it for the second period. Another good period of hockey.
Sure was, and I've got your shots on goal for the second period. We've got 17 for the Cubs and 9 for the Trappers, and pretty much like the first period, but as we mentioned, Jack, Jason having a little bit of trouble there. He seems to be fighting the puck tonight. And
the penalties, just 2 apiece in that period, and just 3 in the whole game to each team. So far, so good. We'll touch wood. His goal scorer in that period, just the 1 goal. Miller from Scott, a very nice play, bang-bang play that tied the score for the Cubs. So we'll head to the second period intermission, all tied up at 2. And Jim and I and Andrew and Denise will be back right after this timeout. Period number 3, Cubs in North Bay. The score all tied at 2. I'm Jack Morin with Jim Moore, Andrew O.J. Yeager, and Denise Crankford. Frankie Crankford, some people call her. I wouldn't say that. This has been a good hockey game so far. Playoff atmosphere. Here's Innes, and Willard way out of the net. He's still out of there. Baldwin's got the empty net, and he couldn't hit it. What a start to the period for the Cubs here as Willard got caught out of the net. He looked like Pat Jablonski out there. I'm telling you. Here comes Peterson. Tried to get it to Rivard. Hodge got rid of it. Peterson took that off the helmet. In behind the North Bay net, Dave Brown hustling in there. Cubs keeping it in. Roller in on goal. Look out. Lamont had a little trouble with that. And North Bay will get rid of it down the ice. No icing. Schuler on the puck at the Cub line. Here's Alex Bain. Gets it up to Brown. Down into the Trapper zone. Lamont will play it behind the net. Along the boards. Schuler, the captain of this North Bay team, can't catch up with it. Now he steals it away from Joel. Puck slides into Willard. He clears it to the corner. Here's Boucher. Out in front it comes. Menard. Going to get a shot away. Oh, and he just missed. And Schuler was hurt in front of the Cub net. He was flattened. He gets up slowly. And he's going to head to the bench. Oh. That's Brown falling into the boards. Menard. And Brown battled forward, and we get the whistle with 18:04 to go in the third. 2-2 the score, and number 27, Mike Menard, coming very close for North Bay on that last rush.
Sure did. North Bay aren't getting a lot of scoring chances, but they've had some close calls. It could be a 4-2 hockey game, Jack. Not because of the amount of scoring chances, but because of some of the quality of them.
Yeah, well, I remember that goal post in the... but then I can remember about 10 or 12 chances the Cubs had, too, that should have gone in, and Lamont made huge saves. So.
Absolutely.
Here's Gibson, and that misfired. Seaman will keep it in. Miller. Centering pass by McLean right in front, and Duchesne can't find it. Miller does. To McLean. McLean knocked down, comes out in front, and here comes North Bay away with the puck, Steven Evers. Long shot, bounces off the blocker, right back to Evers again. He still has it. Cleared to the corner. Duchesne tried to center it, penalty coming up here to Seaman.
Oh, looks like we're getting a flashing penalty here to the Cub player, and certainly a bad time to take a penalty. I don't know if it was a necessary penalty. I guess some of them are and some of them aren't, but a slashing penalty, you can do without that.
So the Trappers going to the power play, and that's not been something that's been good for them here tonight. They haven't had a lot of chances, mind you, but when they have, the Cubs have killed them off fairly easily, and actually at times dominated the play when they were shorthanded.
They sure have, and shots on goal for 2 periods was 39-17 in favor of the Cubs, and they didn't score a lot of goals, but they had a lot of chances, as you said. Seems to be a lot more vocal confusion on the Cub bench tonight than I've heard in some time.
And we got Miller heading over to the
must have been a 10
in there, yeah. So he said something he shouldn't have and got himself 10 minutes.
Well, he wished Mr. Poirier a Happy New Year.
And he said, it's too late for that, you got 10. North Bay with the man advantage. Comes right out in front of the net, back to the point. There's a wrist shot. Oh, and at the side of the net was Evers, and he had the empty cage, but he couldn't control it. And a nice play there by Safiris to tip it out to center. And he knocks his man down. Here come the Trappers now setting up on this power play. There's a high pass knocked down at the line. And that puck comes out to center.
Just an offside here at the blue line, Jack, and just want to make a comment on Safiris' play tonight. He hasn't got a lot of points, but I don't think you can measure the contribution he's making out there. I don't think I've seen him work any harder.
And he's throwing his weight around.
Sean Scott having a strong game as well, but Scotty's the type of player that you never notice him until something happens. He always gives you that solid effort, not a flashy player.
North Bay with the man advantage for a minute 20. A long shot kicked away by Willard. This comes back to the point. Giliatro. That goes wide. There's another shot in front. Willard's down. They made a score. John Viss got a stick on it.
Well, that's a big goal. Sure, there's lots of time here left in the third period, but that's a big goal. That gives the Trappers a 3-2 lead, and the Cubs have to be down a little bit at this point. They have to come back and score a goal relatively quickly, get back in the game, and go on from there.
Well, that particular power play, North Bay did control the puck in the Cubs zone for most of it, and did get some chances. Willard made a nice save on the initial shot, by the way, and then he was down, and Viss was all alone. And
North Bay have had 5 shots on goal in the third period. Cubs have had 1. So that's a little reversal from the first and second period.
Beach can't get away with it. Boucher dumps it in. Willard playing it behind the net for Major. So the Cubs now trailing by 1 in the third will try and get the offense cranked up. Sean Scott over the line and goes offside.
This is a point in the game, Jack, when the coaching staff has to keep the club on the game plan, keep them skating, keep them shooting, and they'll get the goal, but they can't get away from that game plan.
Sean Scott will take the draw outside the North Bay blue line against Lucente. And I noticed since the captain of North Bay, Schuler, got hurt, he hasn't come back up. Oh, there's a high drive by Major, and Lamont wasn't quite sure about that one.
Looked like it might have been too high to score a goal, but your reaction's always there. Better to make the save, then you've at least got the puck. You don't have to worry about where it's going to go from there.
That's right. Face off Major. Whoa, and that drifted wide of the net. Comes in front, Giliatro knocked down, he gets rid of it. Down the ice it goes. Willard's going to play it. But it crossed the line in time, so icing. That whistle sure has a problem. That's Freddie, or Cuba Rive's whistle.
Well, maybe he wore it out here a few weeks ago.
I think so, yeah.
He needs a new one. It certainly isn't very long.
I'm going to have to talk to the Hugster after the game about that whistle.
If the crowd was in the game, you wouldn't be hearing it, that's for sure. But when you come into the visitors arena or the home arena, you've got to take the crowd out of the game. Are you still with us, Jack?
I'm here.
Play is in the North Bay end.
I was down there looking for something. What I was looking for, I don't know. Lamont freezing that puck with 15:39 to go. North Bay with that 3-2 lead. And just to remind our audience that the Cubs come into this game 1 point ahead of the Trappers with a game in hand. So this is a big game for both teams.
This is a 4-pointer.
Here's Miller off the faceoff, and he got the shot away, and a nice save by Lamont.
Well, Cubs starting to get a few of the shots now. These shots on goal 5-4, and a few minutes ago it was 5-1. So they just have to keep doing that. And both teams are changing a lot quicker now, and they seem to have lost a bit of their emotion when they're going to the bench. Maybe they're tired. It's been a fast game. There's been a few good hits. It's been a good hockey game.
Boucher and McLean on the draw. Cubs win it. Here's Bain, walks up. Can't get a good shot away, and North Bay will try to get it out. They're having all kinds of fun. McCrank and Bain doing a good job there keeping it in. And McCrank fires it around behind the net. Miller takes his man off the puck. Hodge and Miller battling for it. Miller comes up with it. McCrank trying to get it out in front. Menard for North Bay will get rid of it down the ice. So North Bay going back to this take no chances with the 1-goal lead. And I'm not so sure, you know, that I think it's a little too early in the third for North Bay just to sit back and get rid of it, because the Cubs will just keep coming, and eventually, you know, they'll get one.
It is too early to dump the puck out, and hope that the other team can regroup. And not only that, Jack, but it's a lot easier to play the game with the puck than it is without it.
And you don't want to have too many face-offs in your own end. That's one thing I've noticed tonight. The Cubs have won most of the draws, especially the North Bay end.
They certainly have.
That one they lose, just to prove us wrong. Here comes Boucher. In over the line. Oh, he was set up. Oh, Schuler right in. Nice save by Willard. Boucher had another save by Willard. But Jason Willard coming up big there. Boucher and Schuler had their chances, and Jason Willard kept both of them from scoring. Rivard falls. Burnham following up the play. Dumps it around the board. Anello steals it away. Boucher cut off by Safiris. Dumped to center. Major gets it across to Gibson. Menard trying to get it up to Boucher. He fires it in, and North Bay will change. Gibson, Safiris. That came out over the line. I believe that's a delayed offside, and it is. North Bay clearing the zone. Here's Dave Brown off the bench now, picking up the puck at center. Dumps it in. Dunford behind the net. Scott and Brown in there battling for it along the boards. Comes loose. And North Bay again just getting rid of it, but it's right on goal. Willard has to play it. Oh, he fanned on the pass. Took his eye off the puck for a second. There's a giveaway. Sean Scott couldn't catch up to it. North Bay's been guilty of that a few times tonight, Jim, giving that puck away in their own zone. Soft passes.
Yeah, they normally don't do that, Jack, and you're right. They've done it a few times tonight.
We'll give some credit to the Cup forechecking for that, maybe. Making them rush things a little bit. Sean Scott on that.
I noticed the North Bay team letting the point.
Brown! Oh, Lamont again reached up with the glove and stole it away from him.
I noticed the North Bay forwards in their own end are backing in a little bit towards the net, leaving the Cubs point men open, and I think maybe the Cubs should make a little bit more effort to get that puck back to the blue line. They'll get even more scoring chances than what they've presently been getting.
And the Trappers get a penalty on that play, so the Cubs will go to the power play, and they'll try and even it up with the man advantage.
Well, 13:06 left here in the third period, and the next goal will be a very, very big one. If the Cubs tie it up, we're back into a really tight hockey game. If North Bay happens to score the next goal, it's uphill from there. I noticed Sean Scott and Safiris out there, so certainly there will be some shots on net.
Major with that big shot on the point out there. Joel. I think it's about time for a Greg Major boomer from the point. You got to get him free and let him crank one on goal. There's a centering pass off the stick, knocked down. There's Major at the point, lets it go, and he drifted it wide. Boucher trying to catch up to it on the far side, kept in by the Cubs. Nice play there by Joel. Here's Safiris. Major, here comes the shot, and he broke his stick on it. Bouncing puck in front. North Bay can't get it out. Sean Scott keeps it in. Safiris. Cubs with good control here.
Points are wide open, Jack.
Major, nice play to keep it in. Trying to rag it to that Safiris. Oh, and he rifled that high and wide. Puck bouncing around in the Cubs zone. Boucher gets rid of it down the ice, but good work by this Cub power play unit. They were all over the Trappers. North Bay changing now their penalty killers. There's a giveaway. Back down the ice it goes. 54 seconds left in the man advantage for the Cubs. 11:54 to go in the third period. Greg Major setting up behind the net. It's it up. Here comes Rivard. A little too far for him. Joel now moving up. Luke Joel over the line. Drops it back to Miller. He's checked, loses it, and down the ice it goes. Bain off the bench to pick up the loose puck. Here's Joel again. Long shot. Oh, he just missed with that low drive. Rivard gets it back to Bain. Right to Bazinet, and he gets it up. Baldwin backhands it into the Cub zone. 4 seconds left in that power play now, so North Bay has killed it off. Here's Rivard. Check. Vicente couldn't get by Bain. Filiatro. Off the boards. Down the ice it goes. No icing. McLean. Burnham can't get it. Now here's Boucher back the other way. Robin Boucher trying to do it all by himself, and he's not going anywhere against Jay Gibson. Burnham for the Cubs. Lets it go. Oh, and that was going wide, but Lamont reached up and grabbed it. 10:30 left in the third. 3-2 North Bay, and the Cubs had good pressure on that power play, but just couldn't pop the point.
Well, they did have good pressure, but they're not getting the numbers in the shots on goal department that they got in the first and second period. They've only got 7 shots here in the third period, the same number of shots as North Bay. And in the other 2 periods, by this point, the halfway mark of the period, the Cub sharpshooters had by far the most shots. I see we're getting a few ice repairs done there now. Right to the right of the North Bay net. And Jack, time is going to start to become a factor here. In the next 3 or 4 minutes, the Cub team is going to start thinking, can they get that next goal?
Boucher against McLean on the face-off in the North Bay zone to the left of Luke Lamont. McLean on the puck in the corner for the Cubs. Alexander got it on goal. Lamont tried to freeze it. Referee wouldn't blow the whistle, so he got rid of it. McLean from the point. Oh, and that changed directions, and Lamont had to make the save. Boucher flips it high in the air. Bain will keep it in, and now they say no, he didn't. It came out.
Well, pretty close call there at the blue line, and give Alec Bain credit. He made the play, thought he was onside, and got a good shot away. The crowd quiet again.
Yeah, well, I think
it's too bad in a way because we've had such a great game and haven't been able. North Bay's taken the crowd out of the game all night.
Anello. Here come the Trappers. This Sean Scott check. Right in front of his own net. Gets rid of it to center. Major's there. Into the North Bay zone. Hodge right back off the boards to center. Major. Anello, band on him, recovered. And here's Boucher. Nice move to get by Major, but Peterson was there to take the puck away. Preach. Boucher taking a hit from Major. Look out, Jimmy.
No problem. I saw it all the way.
It was there.
That was pretty close, huh?
It was.
It hit right to the side of the booth up here. 5:20 left here. 9:20 actually left here in the third period. Trappers continue to lead 3-2, and a little bit more scrambly here in the third period, Jack. North Bay are content to move the puck out whatever way they can.
Against Ringler on the face-off. Cubs get it. Here comes Miller. Miller behind the net, into the boards. And it's tipped out to center, down to the Cub line. Gibson. Centered out in front of the net. Kept in by Paquette. Duchesne in the corner, pinned to the boards by Joyelle. Ringler knocked down. And here comes Joyelle. And over the line, drops it back. Rivard waited just a bit too long, and now Duchesne back the other way. Gets by his man. Here's a break. Evers going in, and he missed the empty net. And now we've got a penalty coming up here to the Cubs. Do we get a couple of penalties here, or just
I'm not sure. I didn't see that penalty, Jack. Certainly there's one penalty being called here, and I'm not sure who got it.
Stephen Evers will be thinking about that play for a while, won't he? He had Willard out of the net, and he just couldn't slide it in the empty cage.
Well, it looks like Stephen Evers is going to go and sit in the penalty box, as well as the Cub player Luke Joyelle, so offsetting minors here in the third period. I'm just sure what happened there. The North Bay player was pretty well checked behind the net and maybe took reaction to the check. However, whatever it is doesn't really matter at this point. The teams are playing equal, and the score is 3-2 in favor of the Trappers, and we've got 8:22 left in the third period, so we're ready to go.
It's been a good one. There's a shot from the face-off. Willard has to stop it. North Bay with some pressure here, comes out in front of the net, back to the point, Filiatro, and he blasted it wide of the net. Kept in. Into the slot it goes, loose puck, Innes can't find it, here comes Brown. Brown with Scott, Zephyrs, and Bain. Brown in front, Zephyrs was all alone, and the puck just couldn't find its way through. Filiatro back in his own zone with it. Rennes too far. Major throws it to an open wing. Eric Filiatro will pick it up. Clears it out to Baldwin. He's checked. Filiatro again. Throws it across to Paquette. Picks it up to Innes. Major's there. Paquette gets it to Innes. Picks it out to Lucente. He's got a man in the middle. That's Baldwin, but Major's all over him. Lucente, good work, and a cut to the slot, lets it go right on. A nice save by Jason Willard. He came out, cut down the angle, grabs the rebound. North Bay starting to pick up the offense here in the late stages of the sprint. They've had some good chances in the last couple of minutes.
Well, they sure have, and the shots on goal in the third period do indicate it. 9-8, the shots on goal, so virtually they're even in the third period, and they're one better on the scoreboard. That's where it counts.
Out there against McLean on the draw to the left of Willard. Cubs need a goal to tie here. Peterson. Burnham tipping it out to center. McLean trying to catch up to it. Anello turned it. Rivard kept it in, or did he? No, delayed offside. Give me. Gibson. Schuler on him. North Bay's forechecking has really picked up here in the last 5 minutes or so. I've noticed they're really on that Cub defense, making them hurry their passes. There again, and they shoot it back into the Cub zone. Schuler takes it away from Burnham, falls. Willard will play it around behind the goal, and Rivard will pick it up. Here's McLean. To Burnham in over the line. Centered it. Slides through the crease. And Rivard's taking off the puck. Here's Boucher getting it up to Schuler. He flips it in. Willard grabs it, drops it behind the net. Ford gets it. He's got a man right on him. Menard, Boucher and Menard head to the bench for the Trappers. Cubs trying to catch some changing here. Here comes Scott. Don Scott behind the net. Can't get it out in front. Off the boards, down the ice. Willard's going to have to play that. Here's Lucenti now. Into the corner. Got a man in front. There's a pass. Oh, and just missing there was Creech. Bain comes out over the line now with it. Alex Bain to center. Drops it back. Brown has to dump it to the corner. Bain centered it out in front. Loose puck. They score! Lee Brown.
Well, they picked the right time to score a goal because time was counting down. 5:27 left here in the third period. And again, we've got a tie hockey game, and boy, did they need that goal, and did they need it now.
Alex Bain setting it up in the corner and got it out there. Brown found the net.
Well, Alex Bain just kept at it and kept at it. He kicked it ahead a couple times and moved it into the, finally moved into the other end and took up position. Good goal, a lot of effort there. That's what the crowd's been looking for, and we could have a dandy finish now, Jack.
3-3 with 5:27 to go. We could be headed for overtime.
Well, the Cubs certainly have to get back on their game. They've got to pick up their skating game. You mentioned a minute ago, North Bay pressuring the Cubs defense. I made that note early before the game got well underway that for North Bay to win, they had to pressure that Cub defense.
Now the Cubs have momentum as they come in over the line. In front of the net, a shot right up, rebound, score! Andy Burnham.
Well, we've got the hockey game the people came to see. The Cubs have taken the lead 4-3, and it didn't take long. What was the count on those two goals, Jack?
I'll tell you now, it was 11 seconds.
11 seconds apart, the Cubs bang in two goals, and North Bay certainly a bit dejected at this point. But let's be honest about the whole thing. The North Bay goaltending has kept this a close game all night, and it's been a great hockey game, and we're going to have a dandy finish from here on in.
So the Cubs grab the lead 4-3 with 5:13 left here in the third period, and we'll have to see how North Bay reacts to that. Cubs trailed the whole night until now, and as you said, good time to take the lead. Puck into the Cubs zone. Now I think you'll see the Cubs really dig down deep and play good defense here to protect this lead. There's a shot from the point, blocked, kept in. Menard for North Bay gets it over to Schuler. Centered in front. Oh, what a save by Willard. Rebound! And another save! Jason Willard saving his best goaltending for this third period. He's come up big. Cubs changing. Gibson. Ooh, he looked like he was going to run somebody, but changed his mind. Menard shoots it into the Cubs zone. 4:05 to go in the third. 4-3 Cubs. 2 goals in 11 seconds here in the third has turned this game around. Here's McLean. Back the other way. Broken up. He keeps it in. Anello. McLean centered it. Miller turns. Brown, or McCrank rather, gets it back to Peterson. Behind the net it goes. Centered out front. Backhand shot. And a save by Labatt. Here's Gibson. Throws it in front. And it slides to the crease. of pressure here in the last couple of minutes of this hockey game. 3:26 to go. Peterson behind the net. Brown hustling in there. All by himself. Here comes Hodge. And over the line he goes. Boucher can't keep it in. Filiatro off the bench. Picks up the puck. Gets it to Boucher. He can't control it. 2:53 to go in the third period. 4-3 Cubs. Offside at the North Bay line.
Well, that two-goal outburst there sure picked up the tempo of the game, Jack. The Cubs got those 2 goals, and boy, they're putting on a little heat now. North Bay is probably maintaining the tempo that they've had all period, but the scoreboard's changed.
Actually, I thought in the last 10 minutes of this game, that's the best North Bay's played all night, and the Cubs scored the 2 goals in 11 seconds.
Exactly, and it seems to be a reversal of the first and second period.
I think back to that play where Evers had the breakaway, walked in and had Willard out and couldn't put it in the empty net. He'll be thinking about that one.
He had a sure goal there, and I'll tell you, nobody can complain about this game from the playing aspect or from the officiating aspect.
And Jason Willard has come up big, hasn't he, in this last 5 minutes?
He come up big here in the third period on a couple plays.
Schuler fell in behind the net. Hodge hit the referee with it. Boucher can't come up with it. And the Cubs will get it up. 2:28 left in the third period. 4-3 Cubs. Oh, and Joel almost gave one away to Menard. Shot down the ice. No icing. Menard tipping it up to Boucher. Robin Boucher all by himself. Can't get by Andy Burnham. Now here comes Safiris. And his shot broke the blade of the North Bay player's stick. Trying to center it. Under 2 minutes to go now in the third. Cubs up by 1. North Bay trying to tie here and send it to overtime. Here's Safiris. Can't control it. Anello can't get it out. Vicente. High in the air to center. Behind Innes. Shore beats him with a puck. Look out. That went up into the North Bay players bench.
Well, time is becoming a factor now for the Trappers. Jack, we've got 1:30 left here in the third period. 4-3 is the score, and I've got shots on goal at this point in the third. The Cubs have 13, and the Trappers have 14.
It's been a close period.
It's sure been a close period. And
Great third period hockey.
There's been some good plays, good momentum, and the kind of a hockey game that you don't like to lose. Somebody's got to lose and somebody's got to win. And there's no shame in losing a game like this.
Well, the Cubs, you know, they kept coming and coming and coming. They certainly outchanced North Bay all night, and they couldn't beat Lamont, and then bang, in 11 seconds, they do it twice. So it's a funny game, isn't it?
Well, let's give them some credit. It is a funny game, but I think a lot of it was the discipline that they did maintain, and I think they stayed on their game plan pretty well. Discipline being they kept skating, kept shooting.
And not many penalties in this hockey game tonight.
Very, very good from that aspect.
Joel hits it up to Brown, and he tips it down the ice. No icing. 1:15 left. Brown behind the net. Scott dragging it in the corner. Cubs doing a good job of ragging that puck in the corner, Jim, killing the clock.
Sure.
Here come the Trappers. They can't get anywhere with it. Back into the zone it goes. 50 seconds left in the third. Innes dumps it in. Brown behind the net. Baldwin. Net is empty for the Trappers. The extra man is on. It comes to center. Brown trying to steal it away. Now here's Boucher. 30 seconds left. Extra man on for North Bay. They try to center it. Boucher in there trying to dig out the loose puck. Puck comes out Schuler. Schuler behind the net check. It's rifled around the boards and not out. Scott pinning his man in there. 10 seconds left. We're going to get the big face-off here in the Cubs zone. One last gasp for North Bay with the goaltender on the bench.
Well, Jack, you know, listening to the comments all year from different hockey people, I heard the comment a lot of times that the Cubs had a good year last year, but they were fairly fortunate and they had excellent goaltending, which they did. And then they didn't get much credit for the winning streak that they had this year. The comments were coming that the league was weaker and that type of thing. Well, it doesn't look too weak out here tonight.
No, these two teams are certain. Well, if you look at the standings, so it's a two-team race, obviously. Cubs go into the game with 46 points, North Bay with 45, and Caps the next closest team with 28. So quite a gap there.
Yeah, that's right, and maybe that'll stay true coming closer to the end of the season. I don't think it will. I think actually a couple of the other teams will play a little better. I think the Timmins team isn't as bad a hockey team, in my opinion, as what a lot of people think they are. I don't think they have any discipline at all.
Yeah.
And the Sioux team were a little surprised here a few weeks ago.
And you never know with Sudbury, you know. You just never know what you're going to get.
You never know
there.
who's going to be coming to the next game.
Yeah, that's true.
They can feed a few players in pretty quick, and all of a sudden you got a different team. But let's give credit where credit's due. North Bay led this game most of the night. The Cubs kept coming. You said that all night. And we said here a few games ago that they were like the Duracell guy. They just kept going.
Yeah. So here we go. The extra man, goalie on the bench. North Bay wins the draw. Fans on the shot. Look out! And a big save by Willard. And that should just about do it. A key save by Jason Willard, and the Cubs win the hockey game.
Well, Jack, that's a big game and a big win, and the shots on goal in the third period in favor of the North Bay Trappers, who had 15 shots on goal, and the Cubs, who had 11 shots on goal. So we're going to give you the totals here in a second. I think it's 50 shots on goal for the Cubs, and I believe it's going to be 32 as a total for the North Bay Trappers. So a lot of offense generated here tonight. A lot of excitement, although the excitement was probably more in favor of North Bay most of the night. Finally, the Cubs came through.
And with 3 seconds left, George Paquette